that could help you?
Yeah, obviously he's been cleared to play. Was available last week if needed. And just but had gotten actually just fully cleared, ready to go for today. So obviously it's coming at a good time. Give Cole a lot of credit. Obviously led us to 4 straight wins. I believe that's what it's been. And that's and had gotten better each week. So, again, he's a guy that's now proven, and we'll be there, but excited about getting DeShaun back. He's a guy that's obviously we know how he was playing before he got hurt, and kind of what he brought to the whole dynamics of things. And so to get him back is good, and we'll definitely think we're getting a few guys back, not just him. So that's always a great thing right now, with considering what we've been through.
Will he be limited in any ways or anything, the way you hold the football?
Who's that? DeShaun? Oh no, no. We're not limiting him on anything. No, he's ready to go, and we'll be ready to go. We hope that he'll pick up where he left off.
Considering the nature of the injury on the running play, but no hesitation to call it running
Nope.
play. He's cleared.
Nope. He's cleared. None. Yep. That's been my question. Is we don't want to be limited in this area, that area, and so. I think we've been well over right at 5 weeks, a little over 5 weeks, and he's been cleared to play, and so no, there's no holding back.
What did he show you in practice last week?
Well, he's actually practiced the last couple of weeks, and we've just kind of slowly brought him back into it, and kept him in some situations just to see how he can, mesh with the running backs, and obviously throwing the football. And so what you've seen over the last 2 to 3 weeks of him practicing, and just slowly, and then building it into more of I think last week he probably worked out and probably took as many as 3/4 of the snaps there during the course of the second team snaps during the course of the week, and watch him throw the ball. He just got better every day. Just the strength in his hand had kept getting better, and so without any pain, and that was probably the most important thing, that there hasn't been any pain in the hand in the last 2.5, 3 weeks essentially. So it's just getting the strength back.
Since DeShaun was last in there a month ago, you didn't really have a settled running game.
Yeah.
As far as out of the backfield. Now you got Wayne.
Yeah.
Excited to see what DeShaun and Wayne can do.
Yeah, I am. I hope that he'll definitely add to what Wayne has already kind of established. I think Wayne just keeps getting better. I think we've seen that over the last couple of weeks. Just his feel for it, and just his patience and setting up his blocks. And so, you hope with Wayne and what he's been able to do, and now that DeShaun's back into the rotation, I think it's I think it'll help each other out. I really do.
When you say a couple other guys back, you're talking about Gillette?
Well, we don't know those for sure. I mean, I know that they've worked out last week, so we hope that we'll be able to get those guys back this week. I know Sharon Peak's going to be another guy that's going to be trying to. He's practiced a little bit last week, practiced more this week. So, just starting to get some guys back could really provide some depth for us. I mean, that's. We actually got more guys on our depth chart side than we do on the injured side in our offensive staff room, which is it's always kind of a celebration when you get to move a guy from Magnet over from this side to that side. So it's been so we celebrate some of those things around here, getting some guys back.
Where's Joe Gore's Magnet?
Well, Joe's healthy. Joe's healthy. He's been healthy. It's just, Joe's a guy that's, was probably had the best fall camp of any of our offensive linemen, and just, obviously he went through his the procedure that he had done and was out a couple of weeks, and just Joe's just a young guy that's got to continue to grow up. He's got to continue to mature, and he's got to want it just as bad as we want it for him. I mean, just to be blunt about it. He's a guy that's just a young kid that's that you hope to continue to mature and understand and to want it. The talent's not an issue with Joe Gore. He's got all the talent in the world. He can run well. He's big. He's physical. He's got to want it.
Is it similar to Battle's road at all?
That's kind of hard to say because you're talking about two different personalities, entirely two different personalities. Isaiah is a guy that's he's rough, he's mean, he's tough. He's a battler, he's a fighter. He may not completely have all the knowledge in football. He's gotten better. I think that was more his downfall than any as a young player improving, was just the lack of football knowledge. When we stuck him in there against LSU, well, if you remember now, we stuck Joe Gore in there first, and that didn't last. We had to take Joe out, so we put Isaiah in there, and Isaiah was just because of his mentality of just a fighter. That's kind of kept him going. Now again, his football knowledge has gotten better. His talent is off the chart, but his knowledge is continues to improve. So to compare him and Isaiah, I can't say that there's any comparison in that from a mentality standpoint. Talent standpoint, I think you can compare a lot, but from a mentality standpoint, not even close right now.
Chad, do you, with DeShaun back, are there parts of the playbook that maybe have gotten dusty in the last month or so that you take off the shelf now and put back in?
Well, I think what we've done is we've had to really, not just for losing DeShaun, but because of the circumstances that we've had, we've really had to simplify a whole lot. I think I made this comment a few weeks ago that we probably are as simple and have been as simple over the last couple of weeks as we've ever been here, even prior to the first game against Troy with Taj. We've tried to simplify a lot of things for different situations, different circumstances. And so, I did feel like early in the year, NC State, North Carolina, those weeks, and even Louisville, that we were really opening it up. I mean, we were really kind of growing it to where we really wanted it to be. And I think we were seeing a lot of things. And then, obviously, with losing DeShaun didn't help matters, and so we did have to go back. So, yeah, you hope, again, you want him to play fast. You want him to play comfortable. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see how the game planning goes. But, yeah, I mean, we'll definitely open some other things back up for sure.
Any concern that, maybe that the guys who were here and were not hurt or injured or anything got comfortable doing what they've done the last few weeks? And is it going to be difficult to kind of want to ramp things back up?
Oh, no, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I don't at all. I think the one thing that what happens is when you start getting guys back, you start creating competition. And I've said it all year long. That's one of the best things that Coach Venables and those guys have on that side of the ball. Is they got all these seniors, but they've got seniors that are competing with seniors, and they've got a level of competition that if a guy's not playing well, they can put another guy in there and not have a drop off. And so I think by us getting some guys back, it's going to create some competition. We tried to create some competition last week with Reed and moving some guys around. Tyrone Crowder moved some guys around, and so with guys coming back, you hope to create some competition. But no, we're not. I don't think anybody, there's not any player that would say that he's complacent enough to say that doesn't feel comfortable in adding something just because he just doesn't want to. And that's not his decision.
Feel comfortable with Ryan at center right now, or where's he at?
Well, we started Reed last week and dealt with some snap issues with Reed, and we started Tyrone. at right guard, and so we had to make a move fairly quick to move Reed from center to guard to where he's been playing, and to put Ryan back in there, and so I thought Ryan responded to the move that we made. Actually played a decent game, showed some improvement, and again, that's what you ask for when you ask for a guy to respond when when a guy loses his job. And so, he lost his job, and he gets it, and he's back in there playing and played better. And so we'll see. We feel comfortable in Ryan, and he's got to continue to push himself. He's got to get back to the edge that he had a year ago. I don't know exactly what's he hasn't played to that level on a consistent basis this year. He was a guy that we were really counting on to be that guy, being a returning veteran guy to come in and play. And so, we hope that we created a little competition last week, and we saw flashes of it. So that was a positive thing. So, I'm excited to see what Ryan's going to do this week. I mean, it's because he did respond, so that was good to see.
Has that been one of the tougher developments involving the offensive line? Because injuries are one thing, young guys growing up are another. But
well, not just offensive line. I think any position as a coach, you come in and you've got your guys. You know that there's going to be some guys that okay, these guys are veteran players. We know they've played, they've been in the battle. We're really anticipating these guys really stepping their game up. So that's one thing as a coach you look at and say, okay, these guys have proven, and we're really anticipating them being the guy this year. Then you as a coach, you always say that there's a couple of guys that are going to surprise you in a good way and surprise you in a bad way, and that are maybe some young guys. And so you'll have a couple of guys through fall camp, through spring ball, all that say, man, this guy was a pleasant surprise. Artavius Scott, he's been a pleasant surprise. And so, those type of guys, Zach Brooks was a pleasant surprise, but even though we knew Zach was a veteran guy, and then coming into fall camp prior to his injury, and so we knew he was on that track. So, and then you got guys, and so what happens is some of the guys you're really counting on that were veteran guys that maybe they don't perform up to the level of what you thought as a coach they should have, and so then you have to deal with some injuries along the way, and then you with a lack of depth, and so you try to create competition every way you can. I mean, any way, shape, form, or fashion you create competition, but anyways.
Chad, obviously,
Huh?
I was going to say, obviously, there are a lot of games left. Can you take some satisfaction that over this month, hey, we didn't have all the pieces that we thought we were going to have, and yet we still won every game that we played?
Well, I think twofold. I think number one is we've won. We've found ways to win. We've played well in the fourth quarter. And so, yes, that's one way to look at it. But to be truthfully honest, I mean, the way that we approach, that I approach, is that we want to be the best in the country. And yes, we have won. We haven't played up to where we've set a standard around here offensively. And I know we've done some really good things, and we've scored some points, and we had to, but there's been a lot that we left out there. Now, a lot of circumstances dictate some of the things that happen, but really, to be honest with you, I really don't care. It's about performance, and that's our approach to our guys. Is that, look, this is not an excuse-making time. This is a time that we go out and we either perform or we don't. And why do we have to wait to the fourth quarter to perform at such a level that we've have over the last few weeks? It was good to see our performance this past week. I think there was a time in there of I believe it's 4 out of 5 drives we were scoring points, and so we kind of got in a rhythm. There was things that were going. We didn't wait till the fourth quarter to get things going, and so that was good to see. We didn't start off like we wanted to start again, but those are some things that we've set a standard around here the last 4 years, and we're not going to deviate from our standard offensively.
What are you seeing against Georgia Tech's defense? Do you guys exploit?
Well, I mean, we've seen, obviously, we watched them and had a chance to break them down, get them all, and watch them Saturday as well, and watch video. I mean, Coach Roof, who's been there now, the last couple of years, we played him when he was at Auburn. My first year here, and then he was there last year as a defensive coordinator. And they're going to move around. They do a good job of disguising their pressures. They disguising their coverages. I think that they've played a lot of guys. They're kind of I think they've kind of played some of the role we have offensively a little bit. They've moved some guys around, trying to create some competition in some areas, and in the secondary and even up front. And they're well coached, but it'll be they'll be ready to go. I can tell you they're 8-2. They're in the top part of that conference on that side, and they've got this is going to be a huge game for them, just as it is for us, and so it'll be a great matchup, man.
How's that?
Anybody else, huh? You bet.